Doing a power brake uh, vacuum conversion here on Adams T. And one thing that I need to point out is sometimes there's a adjustable like push rod between the booster and the master cylinder. And when I put it in there, I eyeballed it, and after doing some research, there actually is a tool which I was not aware of that lets you adjust, measure the depth, and set it on here and adjust it to get it really close. And I think you have like, I think it was like 30 or 40 thousandths of clearance. So anyways, I drove this car, brakes were good, and then I felt the brakes dragging. So a tip with that is you just come over here and unplug this and drive it on manual brakes and get it back to wherever you are safely. It will lessen the boost, and I did not burn out the brakes. So after talking to a friend and getting some education, I loosened up these, took it for a ride and loosened up these because there's no vacuum seal here. And I got an adjustment where the brakes don't drag when it's hot after I drove it about 25 miles. So I went and took some feeler gauges and I just put them together. And this is about 45 thousandths. And I want it to go in there nice and tight, which it's kind of loose right now. But bear with me because we're on a phone. And that's telling me I need to take about 45 thousandths out of that adjuster. So the next thing I'll do is I'll take this adjuster loose and I'll show you how it works. It's really simple. All right, so here we go. We have the master is loose. There's not going to be any fluid loss, anything like that. No bleeding required. This little guy pulls right out. It's a little push rod. And here's a jam nut. And I didn't really jam it too tight. So I'm going to loosen it and I'm going to stick my feeler gauges in there. And we've got it loose now. You can see that's a pretty good gap. So I'm going to loosen it another quarter turn and I'm going to snug it up and put it back in there and put it back together. I'll drive it again probably on the afternoon school run and make sure the brakes aren't dragging. It's really easy to see the brakes aren't dragging. It was really obvious that the brakes are dragging on this car. You know, you can walk around with an infrared gun or you can put your fingers on it and burn them, or you can just neutral the drive and see if the car rolls. It always should. That was my giveaway. So we'll put this back together. This is a tip, hopefully help somebody. I haven't ran into this before. I want to say this is a B-body master cylinder. I think it was the later Impalas, the big heavy ones. It's supposed to be a dual stage booster. Can't really tell any difference on the other cars that are supposedly the single stage booster, which would be like a 87 Regal or Monte Carlo SS with the 3.8 or the 5.0 carved engines. But I tried this one and it works well. So here we go. Going to see a lot of these in the future.